webinar episode where we'll tell you how to use Whiteboard for Windows. I'm your host for today. My name is Michelle Hu, and I'm an education solutions trainer here at ViewSonic. And previously, I was an English teacher in Taiwan. If you are ready to get started, type a 1, 2, 3 into the chat. Okay, speaking of 1, 2, 3, today I'm going to be showing you how to prepare, present, and participate using our Whiteboard for Windows. So first off, how to prepare your lessons using Whiteboard for Windows. Well, if you are used to using PPTs with animations or ebooks or different websites when you're doing your lessons, you can still do all of that using the Windows toggle button. So this is a very handy feature where if you click on it right here, you can use it to toggle back and forth between your desktop and the whiteboard canvas. So let's say, for example, I'm going to click here and toggle to my desktop. And let's say you are a math teacher and you want to use this math money counting website. You can toggle to your desktop. And over here on the right, you have these annotation tools on the side that you can use. So let's say I want to use the pen tool and I want to teach students that I want $1 and 1/4. And then you can move to the mouse and then bring in $1 and 1/4. You can use the pen tool again to write $1.25 to show the total. And another cool thing about these annotation tools on the side, doing Windows toggle mode, you can even use the screenshot and do a rectangular screenshot of the desktop. Oh. And remember though, you have to switch back into the mouse to be able to do that because it's still in pen mode before. And then you can take a rectangular screenshot and it will go directly onto the canvas. So that's a neat feature instead of the Windows toggle button. So that's one of the ways that you can prepare your lessons normally and just toggle to your desktop to use those things. And the second way is using the magic box. So with the magic box, teachers have a lot of PPTs, documents, PDFs, and different things that they've spent years preparing before, and they don't lose out on any of that because we have the magic box. In the magic box, you can bring in presentations, documents, images, audio, video, all into the whiteboard canvas. So if you come here, let me show you. Right here is the magic box. And let's say you want to bring in something from your local hard drive, you can. Or if you have bound your cloud drive on your myviewboard.com account, then you can also bring in things from your Google Drive or different cloud drives. So let's say I want to bring in this PDF. I can just go into my magic box local hard drive and then click on this PDF and it'll open directly onto the canvas. So that is really useful for teachers because all the lessons that they prepared before, they can bring it onto the canvas. And the third way, you can actually use myViewBoard Originals because we have a variety of different backgrounds that you can choose from. So if you go over here to the left-hand bottom corner, there is a background management button. And if you click on that, the fourth option is myViewBoard Originals. And there's a variety of different backgrounds that you can choose to use, as you can see. And you can even choose it based off of the subject too, over here. So let's say you're a music teacher, you could use this music background. So let me just create a new page. And if I click here on the music background, you can apply it to all the pages, or you can just apply it to this page. So I'm gonna click just apply to this page. And then a music teacher could be able to use this in their classes. So really convenient when preparing your lessons. And those are some of the different ways that you can prepare lessons using the Whiteboard for Windows. Okay. Now, what about when you're presenting your lessons? What are some tools that you can use when you're presenting your lessons? Well, for one thing, the pen tools are very useful. And these are some of the different pen tools that you can use. And I'm not going to go over all of them, but I'll go over some of my favorites. So the first one, of course, is the marker, which I use quite often. And there are some default colors that you can choose from, black, red, and blue right here, which make it convenient to use. and then you can use it to write. And then if you click on it again, you can choose from different colors if you want to. You can also change the thickness of the marker and the transparency. Another ones that I like are the highlighter, laser pen, and of course the AI pen. So let me show you those. So for the highlighter, when you highlight something, it stays on the canvas. And the difference between the highlighter and the laser pen is if you click on the laser pen, when you highlight something and you highlight something else, the first thing disappears, like so. So that's the laser pen. And of course the AI pen, because I'm not great at drawing, so I really love the AI pen because no matter what I attempt to draw, on the left, it'll try to find the picture of what it was. So as you can see, I can bring in a flower onto the canvas. And you can even, when you click on it, there's an adorning menu. You can even fill in the color if you want to for that flower. So really neat feature, and that's the AI pen. Another really neat feature is the magic box. And the magic box really is quite magical because there's so many different things in it. And let me show you what I mean by that. So inside of this powerful magic box, you actually have all of these different features. So if I click on it right here on the magic box, you'll see that there's many different tools that you can use. And now let me show you what are some of them. Okay, so let's see, the first one would be the sticky notes. So let me show you that. For sticky notes, you can use it during your lessons and you can write things on it or instructions. So really useful tool. The second one over here is the tools option. So there's a variety of tools inside of the magic box they can bring onto the canvas, such as a clock, countdown timer, ruler, protractor, compass, calculator, all of these you can bring onto the canvas. So let me show you more of that by showing you the fourth tool, which is where you can bring in video content, such as from myViewBoard clips or YouTube. So this is a YouTube video about our magic box tools. So let me show you that.
Within the magic box, we also have a nice comprehensive set of tools. For example, all we need to do is go to our magic box. Again, look along the top for the icon that denotes tools. Click on that icon and then drag in any of the tools that we wish to import to the canvas. For example, if I wanted a stopwatch, I can simply drag and drop that out to the canvas and then specify that to the time that I need for this particular element of my lesson or presentation. Alternatively, if we were doing something like maths, we might want to drag in a protractor or ruler or any of the other specified items on there.
So as you can see, the magic box is really useful for dragging in different math tools like that. Let me just close that video. Okay. And then the fifth one, the third one actually is right here, which I've been using. You can actually bring in your webcam, integrated cameras, even document cameras directly onto the canvas using the magic box and the third one right here. And for the fifth one, you can do image searches that are family friendly and they're copyright free. So you can use it freely and you can bring it directly onto the canvas. And for the sixth one, you can use during presentations is widgets. So you can bring in cute widgets like this. So you can make the cow go moo. And you can also make it eat. So there's different widgets that you can bring onto the canvas, and that will be in the sixth one right here inside of the magic box. And let me show you another cool feature. So you saw that I was able to fade out these things I can also show you how to do that, and you can use it in your presentations. So for images, text, shapes, when you click on it, there is an adorning menu that will pop up that you can use. And if you click over here, called fading animation, you can actually make things fade out or fade in, and you can choose the speed of how they fade out or fade in. And then in order to use it, you're going to want to go into your, there is a floating menu. Let me just toggle to get that back. Okay, so on the floating menu, if you click on the present mode, then you'll be able to use the fade in, fade out tools, like so. So that is also another thing that you can use in presentations, is the fade in, fade out tool. Okay, let me go back up. And the tool that I just used now actually is part of the infinite canvas. So with the infinite canvas, let me just move this little cow here. With the infinite canvas, it allows the users to pan, zoom, and move across the canvas. So if you click on this hand feature over here, then you have like an infinite canvas that you can use during your lessons. So let's say you're doing a mind map or something, you can use your whole canvas and move it around. And if you want to go back to somewhere, you can double click and then it'll bring up the infinite canvas overview and you can find exactly where you want to go back to and let go and go to it. Okay, like so. And that is the infinite canvas tool. Okay, now for some fun participation. This is how you can get your students to participate in your lessons. They can use the myViewBoard companion app. So if you have an iPhone or iPad, you can download the companion app using this QR code. If you have an Android tablet or phone, you can use the Google Play Store to download the myViewBoard companion app. So if you haven't downloaded it already, I will set a timer and give you 30 seconds to download it now to do some of the interactions later. So as you can see, I can go to my magic box and tools to bring in a countdown timer. Okay, so I will give you 30 seconds, if you haven't done it already, to go use these QR codes and download these. And if you want to access these QR codes inside of your Whiteboard for Windows, you can actually go into the settings menu. And if you go into the APP part, the QR codes could pop up there. So then you can use this to download them also. Okay. So once you finish downloading the myViewBoard companion app, you can actually sign in if you first select your role. So if you're a teacher, you're going to select this role. If you're a student, they're going to select this role. And you use the same way that you sign into your myviewboard.com account to sign into your companion app. So if you use the single sign-on to sign in, then you're going to use that feature. If you use your regular email, like a Yahoo account, then you use that feature to sign in and sign into your account. And once you do, then you can use these different features like throw, pop quiz, and polls. So let me show you how to do that. So the first one we're going to try out is the pop quiz feature. Okay. And to access the pop quiz on the teacher side, you're going to want to go into the magic box. And the second to last one is the pop quiz. And for the pop quiz, teachers can write the quiz question directly here on the canvas, or they can click over here and hide that part. And they can just use the whiteboard canvas if they have the question listed on there. So I'm going to use that option. So my question for you is, what can import files? Out of all the different tools that I showed you, which one can import files? And how I want you to do this is, if you have the companion app, then you're going to want to click on the pop quiz feature. And then if it asks you for the host name, you're going to write MVB how to. write the answer, and then throw it onto the board. If you don't have the companion app yet, it's okay. There's also another way that students can interact with the board. If you click over here, there are QR codes, the QR code. So you can scan this using your phone or tablet and be able to do the same thing and choose the pop quiz option, answer the question, and throw it onto the board. And I'll also copy the link over here. That is the third way, and I'll put it into the chat. So there's 3 different ways that you can use to be able to participate on the Canvas. The first one is using the companion app. You can scan the QR code, or you can use the website link and be able to participate in these activities. So which one can import files? Out of all the different tools that I showed you, which tool can import many different files? So let's see what people put. So if you click on the name, it'll show you the answer. And if you right click on it, it will zoom in. Or if you have a ViewBoard or IFP, if you press and hold for a few seconds and then let go, it can also make it larger. And you can write directly on this to show students if they're correct or not. You can go back. And then if you want to open all of them, you can just click the show or hide right here and be able to show and hide all the answers. Okay, in case some of you don't know, we're going to go over the answer together. So for that, I'm going to use the throw feature. With the throw feature, I'm going to take out my phone and my companion app, and then I'm going to throw the answer onto the board. So with the companion app, if I chose the throw feature, I can browse through my phone for a picture, or I can use my camera and take a picture and then throw it onto the canvas. So I'm going to throw the answer to that question onto the canvas. So with the throw feature, if you go into your magic box again, it's the third to last one. If you click on that, then the teacher can see what the students threw onto the canvas and then bring it directly onto the board. So the answer of what can import many different files is, ta-da, the magic box. So if you answered magic box, you were correct. Okay, and now for the polls feature. With the polls feature, teachers can choose different multiple choice, true or false, free format, and different questions that they can do with the students. So let me show you that. If you go into the magic box again, and you go into the last option, the polls option, a teacher can write different questions on here and then send it to the students. So let's say I want to do the free format option. And I'll ask you, which tool was your favorite? So out of all the different tools that I showed you, which tool was your favorite? So if you write the question, and then I'll give you 1 minute, and then you click the check mark. And then you'll have to put the play button in order for the students to be able to respond. So now that I hit the play button, the students can use the companion app. And then if they ask for host name, put MBB how to, or you can also get your QR code right here. If you click on the left upper hand corner, there is a large QR code that you can use. And then the link is inside of the chat. So the question is, which tool was your favorite? Out of all the different tools that I showed you, which tool was your favorite? So you can use your companion app and then choose the polls option. You can do the QR code and scan it with your tablet or phone, or you can use the link inside of the chat and respond that way. So which tool was your favorite out of all the different tools that I showed you today? Okay, and from there, once the the timer has stopped, you can go over here with the 3 lines to show the results of what people wrote. And oh, the throw tool. Yeah, the throw tool is really useful for teachers so that students can throw things directly onto the canvas of different images. And then from here, if you wanted to use this question again, you can click this option. There's like a check mark with an X, and it will allow you to reset all questions to an unanswered state. And then that way you'll be able to reuse it again in a new lesson. So that is the polls feature. Okay. And then now I'm going to show you some extras that you can use. The first one is the QR code sign-in, which I use all the time. So normally on the right-hand corner, that's where you sign into your Whiteboard for Windows, and it looks like this. So over here, you'll see that there is a QR code right here. Well, when you open up your myViewBoard companion app, there is a QR code reader, which is right here. And then when you click on it, it's going to open up a camera, and then you'll actually be able to scan your QR code to sign in. And that makes the sign-in process so much easier, because normally you would have to write your email and password, or if you use single sign-on, you have to use that option every single time to sign in. But if you have the companion app, you can easily sign in using the QR code scanner. And for example, if you are a teacher that has many different classrooms that you have to go to, and you have to sign in each time, using the QR code sign in on their companion app makes your life so much easier. So definitely use that when you get the chance. The other thing is, if you want to record your lessons, you can go over here to the screenshot feature right here. And if you click on it, you can use the screen recorder to record your lessons, or you can do an audio recording of your lessons. And if you want to bring in your camera option, remember that you can go into your magic box. And then the 4th option is the camera option, and you can bring in your webcam or integrated cameras, document cameras, and bring it directly onto the canvas. So you can use that when you're recording your lessons also. And then for saving and closing. So for saving a lesson, you can go into your file manager right here. It's this one right here. And then you can use the save as feature to save it for the first time. Or if you want to close out the current slides that you have now, you can do the new option, and that will actually close out the slides without closing out Whiteboard for Windows. And remember to save beforehand though. So these are some of the extra features. Another one is the myViewBoard wiki page. So previously in a previous webinar, somebody asked about the system requirements. So for Whiteboard for Windows, it only works on Windows 10 or above. And you can find out this information and the system requirements directly on our myViewBoard wiki page. So you can go to this website, or you can also access it from our embedded browser. If you click on that, and if you go to the upper right-hand corner, right here, you can access the myViewBoard wiki page from there. And let's say you want to look into more information about our Whiteboard product, specifically our Whiteboard for Windows. And click on that. And then from there, right here, it tells you the system requirements. So it tells you the recommended specifications, the minimum requirements, and for devices to interact with the Whiteboard for Windows. All of that is here directly on the myViewBoard wiki page. So this is a really useful tool for teachers to find out more about our product. So remember, Whiteboard for Windows only works with Windows 10 or above. So if you encounter any issues with things below Windows 10, that might be the reason why. Okay, and that is our webinar for today. If you have any questions, you can type it into the chat, or you can raise your hand and you can ask questions that way. If there's any features or different things that you want me to go over more slowly or anything else, feel free to type it into the chat or raise your hand. Okay. Well, if there's no more questions, then thank you for participating in our webinar today. And we'll be having it every Tuesday and Thursday. So I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.